All right, I want to call the July 22nd, 2019 Benton City Council meeting to order. At this time, I'm going to ask Pastor Clay Cunningham to come up and lead us in a word of prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you would, please stand.
Father, we honor you as the one who has given us life, who has given us freedom, Father, and spiritually, Father, and also in this land. And so we thank you for the opportunity that we have to come together tonight as citizens of this community to conduct business. Father, I thank you for the men and women that you have placed here tonight and pray that you would give them wisdom and discernment as they make decisions that will affect so many in our community. Father, we are thankful that you are all about community. Father, even in the earliest moments of this earth, Father, you are about community. And so I pray that we, as your people, would steward the community that you've given us here in Benton well. And Father, that we would look to you for wisdom and discernment and direction. Father, I pray for a peaceful conversation tonight. And Father, we just pray for this community to continue to be a place where people can live in peace and harmony and rest. And Father, just pray that your continued blessings would be upon the city of Benton. We pray these things in the name of Jesus. And all God's people said.
Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, you can sit down now.
I sit down now.
All right, please take roll.
Frank Baptist.
Present.
Kerry Murphy.
Here.
Jocelyn Cash.
Here.
Evelyn Reed.
Here.
Bill Donner.
Here.
Jeff Morrow. Judd Hart.
Here.
James Hertzfeld.
Here.
Steve Lee.
Here.
Jeff Ham.
Here.
That would be 9 present.
Thank you. All right, all of you have had a chance to read the minutes from the last meeting. Do we have a motion to accept them?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the minutes from the last meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Service awards.
Melba Sissy Brown completed 40 years of service with the Benton Police Department on July the 15th of this year. Sissy started in dispatch straight out of high school. She then moved into the records clerk position and was promoted to the police office manager in 1989. Sissy enjoys outdoor activities, spending time at the pool in the summertime, reading, and spending time with her friends.
There was a big reception for Friday at the laboratory, and it was amazing people that showed up because everyone loves it. So we thank you for 40 years of service. Just remember, 40 years is not enough.
You gonna be here the next 40?
I hope.
Me too. Go out to eat? You go hard. I know. Thank you so much. I love you too. Love y'all.
Captain Kevin Russell celebrated his 20-year anniversary with the City of Benton Police Department on June the 14th, 2019. In the beginning, Captain Russell was on patrol and a member of the Bicycle Patrol. He was promoted to sergeant in 2007, to lieutenant in 2009, and to his current rank of captain in 2016. Captain Russell graduated from the FBI National Academy in 2016 and serves as commissioner on the Arkansas Medical Marijuana Board. He is married to Beth and has 3 children. Besides spending time with his family, Captain Russell enjoys hiking and church activities. Sergeant Jason Moore. Began his law enforcement career with the Benton Police Department and the Patrol Division 10 years ago on July 6, 2009. He became a drug recognition expert in 2011, moved into a field training officer role in 2017, and was promoted to the rank of sergeant in 2019. Sergeant Moore graduated from DeSoto High School and earned a bachelor's degree from Henderson State University. Sergeant Moore and his wife Laura have 2 daughters, Lily and Allie.
All right, thank y'all for coming. We'll give you a minute to clear out before we get started with the rest of the council meeting.
Don't let Clay know he didn't have to stay.
And Pastor Cunningham, we appreciate you coming. If you want to leave, you can.
Before you stay, we need all the prayer we can.
Thank y'all. All right.
Oh, I didn't get Resolution 61. Is somebody going to give it to me? Thank you, sir.
Now we good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, we'll start with committee reports in motion, and we'll start with Finance Committee. Councilmember Cash.
Yes, thank you. I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number 61 of 2019.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number 61 of 2019.
Resolution 61 of 2019, resolution requesting the Bureau of Legislative Audit perform the audit for the city of Benton for the fiscal year 2020. Correct? Or is it 2019? It is 2019. Will you
It'll be
said-
done in 2020.
Gotcha.
It'll be-
Whereas the City Council has determined that the Bureau of Legislative Audit should perform the 2019 audit for the City of Benton for the general animal control, parks, and street funds. Now therefore be resolved by the City Council of the City of Benton, Arkansas. Section 1, the mayor is hereby authorized to engage the Bureau of Legislative Audit for performing the 2019 audit for the city general animal control, parks, and street funds.
All right. Are there any comments from the public? Please come up and push the button on the microphone, state your name, and you have 3 minutes.
My name is Zeke Jones. I'm one of the partners at Yoakum and Lovell. I do want to thank all the council members and mayor for talking with me today. Do want to just give a few brief items. The board does have, or the bonds have some requirements that financial reports are due by June 30th of the existing bonds. Our firm has met that deadline every year. We also perform various side projects for the city whenever the mayor or financial person asks us to do that. That includes the Alcoa Road funding, parks, concession, district court funding. The city's our biggest client, so we feel we are very responsive, and so when these side projects come up, we do them in a timely manner. I'm not sure if legislative audit can do these type of projects. Also, to me, this is more than just a financial decisions, also has a non-financial side. Myself and my partner, Michael Story, we're both 50/50 owners and are both residents of the city of Benton. Our firm is located in the city limits. We have a staff of 11 people. Mr. Norman mentioned he'd have to hire somebody if they got the job. On the flip side, we'd probably have to eliminate a position. There's not too many accounting jobs in the city, so $50,000 salary would probably be leaving the city limits and going into Little Rock. It has a little bit of a trickle-down effect to other small businesses there. We've also contributed to the city whenever we've been asked. We've given over $4,000 the past 3 years for farmers market and 4th of July celebration. And in closing, our firm would like to continue to do the audit, and we hope you allow us to. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other comments? All right, comments from the council.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm going to vote against this. A lot of what the gentleman said and a lot of what we talked about tonight. I think it's very important. The budget is the most important thing the city does. That's, you know, and I think everybody on this council works really hard to make sure we handle the budget in a good manner. And I know that Saline County's audit was 16 months for coming in to be on time. They were 16 months on their last audit, so I can't support this. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Mayor, I've got one as well. I would agree with Alderman Donner's perspective, and only add that when dealing with public financing and the money that is involved and with the city, I think having our annual audit in a timely manner, if there ever is an issue, would be an important thing as well, and something that we all should realize. And so with the fact that Loving Local has done that and done it for a very long time, understands that and meet those needs. Whereas, again, I think one of the biggest issues that the legislative audit people have is they can't guarantee when that can be done, and we've never had a problem with that in the 20-plus years that they've been doing it.
All right, thank you. Mr. Lee?
Mr. Mayor, I mean, everybody up here knows the financial situation this city's in, and if there was a problem with the legislative audits, someone please tell me why over 80% of the cities in the state of Arkansas use them. Out of 530 cities, they do around 440 cities.
I can somewhat respond to that. When you actually ask the auditors which towns you named off, probably the 20 largest towns that were above, or let's say it was 15 towns, and every one of those cities did not use them. Whereas, again, the others were except when you look at Russellville and maybe West Memphis. And I might say those are a little bit different economic status as well as revenue coming in than the city of Benton. So I would say there's a difference in the structure in which those go, and again, the timing that they can't commit to it would be another reason.
Anyone else got a comment? Any other comments?
Well, I just want to in the agenda meeting earlier, I stated several reasons why I was concerned about us making this, and just wanted reflected in the minutes that I was concerned about the timing of how long it would take, the continuity, with the fact that we have one auditor overlooking the entire city, which would include the utility department, since the utility department is not making any change in auditors to my knowledge. And the deadlines of the bonds and the accountability to the public, and taking an extraordinary amount of time to get an audit. And those things are things that we'll just have to learn in time.
Yes, sir. No, sir, they were here Thursday or last week at the Finance Committee meeting. Right, but they were here last Thursday, and everyone was notified they were coming to answer questions.
Sorry I couldn't attend
Yeah.
this.
Well, every alderman's welcome to any committee, so if the alderman didn't make a committee meeting, they have nobody to blame but themselves.
Well, and I'd like to say, as I told Zeke when he came to my office today, it's nothing personal. I had the privilege of coaching Drew Yoakum years ago. Love the family, but it's about what we can do with $50,000 is what we pay for an audit when we're in desperate need of other things around here. So that's the whole thing. So if there are other comments, I'm going to call for a vote. Please take a vote.
Kerry Murphy,
Yes.
Jocelyn Cash,
Yes.
Evelyn Reed,
No.
Bill Donner,
No.
Jeff Morrow, Judd Hart,
No.
James Hertzfield,
Yes.
Steve Lee,
Yes.
Jeff Ham,
No.
Frank Baptist,
Yes.
5, it's 5-5. 3. Right?
It's gotta be.
3. Well, but the absent counts as a no, it's 5-5.
That means you get to decide, Mr. Mayor.
Do what?
That means you get to decide. Mr. Mayor.
Well, yes, sir.
Mr. Houston, he gets to decide even though there was one that was basically.
Yes, it's counted as a no.
Okay.
It's
I
counted as
just
a
didn't
no.
know if
So
he
if
still
if
did
the-
it from the 9.
If the vote is 5-5, then the mayor gets to cast the deciding vote.
As much as I love the Yocums, my vote is yes. All right. All right, moving on, we'll go to Community Service and Animal Control. Councilmember Reed.
Yes, sir. Make a motion for the first reading of ordinance 57 of 2019. Second.
We have a motion and a second for the first reading of ordinance 57 of 2019.
Ordinance number 57 of 2019, ordinance amending, revising, and restating the animal control ordinance of the City of Benton, declaring emergency and for other purposes. Whereas the City Council Ordinance 34 of 2013 created the City of Benton Animal Control Code for the city, and whereas the code has been amended several times since its enactment in 2013, and whereas the desire of the City Council to restate the code in its entirety and to add additional modifications to same. Now for it be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Benton, Arkansas. Section 1, the City Council does hereby adopt the City of Benton Animal Control Code, which is attached hereto as Exhibit A to this ordinance, is incorporated now as if stated word for word. Section 2, the City Clerk of the City of Benton shall maintain 3 copies of the ordinance for the public to view and inspect. Section 3, Ordinance 34 of 2013, as well as Ordinance 18 of 2014, Ordinance 40 of 2014, Ordinance 41 of 2014, Ordinance 61 of 2018, Ordinance 17 of 2019 are hereby repealed to the extent of any conflict with the code adopted herein, but not otherwise. Section 4, all or other ordinances which are in conflict herewith are repealed to the extent of such conflict, but not otherwise. Section 5 is if any part of this ordinance shall be held void, such part shall be deemed severable, and the invalidity thereof shall not affect the remaining parts of this ordinance. Section 6, all individuals which are not in compliance with Section 12 pertaining to the installation of a trolley system for controlling dogs shall come into compliance within 30 days from the effective date of this ordinance. Section 7, because of the immediate need to make the above and foregoing changes in the existing animal control ordinance and to revise and update the same in emergency is hereby declared to exist to preserve the peace, health, safety, and welfare, and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approval.
All right, do we have any comments from the public? Comments from the council?
Make a motion to suspend the rules for the second and third reading.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rule. Please take a vote.
Joshua Cash?
Yes.
Evelyn Reed?
Yes.
Bill Donner?
Yes.
Jeff Morrow? Judd Hart?
Yes.
James Hertzfield?
Yes.
Steve Lee?
Yes.
Jeff Ham?
Yes.
Frank Baptist?
Yes.
Kerry Murphy?
Yes.
Make a motion to adopt ordinance 57 on the second and third reading by title only.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance 57 of 2019, a reading of title only.
Ordinance number 57 of 2019, ordinance amending, revising, and restating the animal control ordinance of the City of Benton, declaring emergency and for other purposes.
All right, any comments? Comments from the council? Please take a vote.
Evelyn Reed?
Yes.
Bill Donner?
Yes.
Jeff Morrow? Judd Hart?
Yes.
James Hertzfield?
Yes.
Steve Lee?
Yes.
Jeff Ham?
Yes.
Frank Baptist?
Yes.
Kerry Murphy?
Yes.
Joshua Cash?
Yes.
Motion to adopt the emergency clause.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the emergency clause. Please take a vote.
Bill Donner?
Yes.
Jeff Morrow? Judd Hart?
Yes.
James Hertzfield?
Yes.
Steve Lee?
Yes.
Jeff Ham?
Yes.
Frank Baptist?
Yes.
Kerry Murphy?
Yes.
Joshua Cash?
Yes.
Evelyn Reed?
Yes.
Ordinance number 57 of 2019 has duly passed. Councilmember Reed, do you have anything else?
Yes, sir. Make a motion for the first reading of ordinance 58 of 2019.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for the first reading of ordinance number 58 of 2019. Please read it.
Ordinance number 58 of 2019, ordinance rezoning certain land in the city of Benton, Saline County, Arkansas, declaring an emergency and for other purposes. Whereas an application for rezoning was filed with the Planning Commission of the city of Benton, Arkansas by Mickey C. Davis and Tracy A. Davis, requesting that the land hereinafter described located at 1501 Longview Street be zoned from R2 to R5. And whereas the Planning Commission ordered a public hearing to be held on July the 9th, 2019 at 6 p.m. for the purpose of hearing said application, the notice of such hearing having been published in a newspaper having a bona fide circulation, Saline County, Arkansas, with evidence having been submitted that all property owners or lessees within 300 feet of the property having been notified of said hearing, and at said hearing, the Planning Commission recommended to the City Council that such request be granted. And whereas the City Council of the City of Benton, Arkansas desires to rezone the following property from R2 to R5, now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Benton, Arkansas, Section 1. The following described property is hereby rezoned from R2 to R5. And your legal description is attached as Exhibit A. Section 2, the City Council having found that the immediate rezoning of the property will allow construction to commence thereon, which will be of a benefit to the local economy, hereby declares an emergency, and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect after its passage and approval.
Any comments from the public? Comments from the council? Councilmember Reed?
Motion to suspend the rules for the second and third reading.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rules for the second and third reading.
Jeff Morrow, Jed Hart,
Yes.
James Hertzfield,
Yes.
Steve Lee,
Yes.
Jeff Ham,
Yes.
Frank Baptist,
Yes.
Kerry Murphy, Josh Rincash,
Yes.
Evelyn Reed,
Yes.
Bill Donner.
Yes.
Motion to adopt ordinance 58 on the second and third reading by title only.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance 58 of 2019 by the reading of title only.
Ordinance number 58 of 2019, ordinance rezoning certain land in the city of Benton, Saline County, Arkansas, declaring emergency and for other purposes.
All right, any comments from the public? Comments from the council? Please take a vote.
Judd Hart,
Yes.
James Hertzfield,
Yes.
Steve Lee,
Yes.
Jeff Ham,
Yes.
Frank Baptist,
Yes.
Kerry Murphy,
Yes.
Josh Rincash,
Yes.
Evelyn Reed,
Yes.
Bill Donner,
Yes.
Jeff Morrow.
Councilmember Reed?
Motion to adopt the emergency clause.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the emergency clause. Please take a vote.
James Hertzfield,
Yes.
Steve Lee,
Yes.
Jeff Ham,
Yes.
Frank Baptist,
Yes.
Kerry Murphy,
Yes.
Josh Rincash,
Yes.
Evelyn Reed,
Yes.
Bill Donner,
Yes.
Jeff Morrow, Judd Hart.
Yes.
All right, ordinance number 58 of 2019 is duly passed. Councilmember Reed, do you have anything
Yes,
else?
sir. A motion to approve resolution 56 of 2019.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 56 of 2019.
Resolution 56 of 2019, a resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an agreement with Safe Haven Baby Boxes, Inc. and for other purposes. Whereas the city council has determined that it needs to enter into a contract with Safe Haven Baby Boxes, Inc. for the installation of a baby box at the central fire station. Now therefore be it resolved by the city council of the city of Benton, Arkansas. That's section 1. The mayor and city clerk are hereby authorized to execute on behalf of the city of Benton the agreement with Safe Haven Baby Boxes, Inc., which is attached hereto as Exhibit 1, for the installation and lease of a baby box at the central fire station. Execute such other documents as may be necessary or convenient to accomplish the purpose of this resolution.
Okay, any comments from the public? Please state your name and make sure that mic's on. Is a green light on?
I don't see a green light.
Brad, could you help her, please?
See it now. My name is Patricia Ashley, and I'm a citizen of Benton, and it's a sad day in America for babies. When we stoop to have to put them in a box to protect them, a safety, there's nothing wrong with marriage. It's honorable. We got to stop this killing our babies in America, and we got to stop just treating them like animals. It's sad. It makes me sad. It's America. It should never happen. Encourage marriage.
Thank you. Any more comments?
Push the green button.
It should be on.
It is
Okay.
on. Good evening. My name's Monica Kelsey. I'm the founder of Safe Haven Baby Boxes, the only organization in America that's saving babies in boxes at fire stations, and currently in 5 states. I wanted to come up here tonight so you guys could understand that it's so much more than a box in a building. It's so much more than giving women an easy out. Just 2 days ago, we found a baby on the doorstep of an apartment complex in Orlando. 3 days before that, we found a baby in Forsyth, Georgia, in a trash bag alongside a highway. A few weeks before that, in Lake Charles, Louisiana, at the grass entrance of a hospital, a newborn baby was found. And those are situations that are happening all over the country. Arkansas is no different. We've had a rash of abandonments over the last 5 years here as well. In Indiana, I installed the first 2 baby boxes in 2016. We were averaging anywhere from 2 to 3 dead babies in our state, which were left in trash cans and dumpsters. Since I installed the baby boxes, we've had 0 dead babies in our state in the last 3 years. This is very personal for me. August 25th of 1972, we're going way back now. A young 17-year-old girl, she was brutally attacked, she was raped, she was left along the side of the road to die. Of course, this was when abortion was illegal in our country, even in the cases of rape and incest. She pressed charges against the man who had raped her. He was arrested, he was charged, and then she finds out 6 weeks later that she's pregnant. And back in the 70s, if you were unwed and pregnant and still in high school, the entire family was looked at differently. This 17-year-old girl was hidden for the remainder of the pregnancy, taken out of high school, and then abandoned her child 2 hours after that child was born. And that child was me. So my biological father is a convicted rapist, and I don't even know my ethnicity. But I was dropped at a hospital and handed to a nurse, even though there was no safe haven law in 1973, and I was one of the lucky ones. Some of these babies that are being dumped are not lucky. And so I founded Safe Haven Baby Boxes to allow these women 100% anonymity. Instead of forcing them to walk in and hand a child over and look someone in the eye, this is a way for them to be able to do this without ever being seen. The average time for our babies being picked up from our boxes is about 2.5 minutes. Indiana, just this year, 2019, we've had 6 babies come through our program. In a state that used to have 2 to 3 dead babies. Now we're having babies that are saved. And I'm encouraged for Arkansas to put a box in Benton. This will be the first one in the state. And hopefully we can make sure that no babies die in your state in trash cans, dumpsters, or alongside the woods ever again. Thank you. I'm from Indiana. My husband is the mayor of Woodburn, Indiana. So I'm from a small community of about 2,000 people.
I'm aware of where that is.
You know where Woodburn is?
Yes, I do. I'm from Indiana,
Oh, where are you from?
Logansport.
Okay, we're putting a box in Logansport. Woodburn actually has a baby box. It was baby box number 1 in the country. Never thought that it would ever be used because we just wanted it because it was my husband's city, and I'm a firefighter and a medic. And on February 22nd of this year, we got a baby in a town of 2,000 people. So I'm sure that I would have known her or known her parents or known her brothers and sisters, but she's remaining anonymous.
Well,
So,
God bless you for what you're doing.
thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Any other comments? Comments from the council?
Just that the contract calls for them to raise money for the cost of installation, for the cost of the box. The city is not going to be out any funds for this, thanks to the efforts of Chief Ford and his ability to negotiate. Is there something else, Chief?
Just, you can carry me prepared on the resolution. That's supposed to be Station 3 and not Station 3.
Okay.
Any other comments? All right, please take a vote.
Steve Lee,
Yes.
Jeff Ham,
Yes.
Frank Baptist,
Yes.
Kerry Murphy,
Yes.
Joshua Cash,
Yes.
Evelyn Reed,
Yes.
Bill Donner,
Yes.
Jeff Morrow, Judd Hart,
Yes.
James Hurtsville.
Yes.
Resolution number 56 of 2019 duly passes. All right, Councilmember Reed, do you have anything else?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Ham, do you have a report from Street and Drainage?
No, sir, one announcement, though. We will have a Streets and Drainage Committee this Thursday at 6 o'clock in the mayor's conference room, and I would encourage everyone to be there. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Donner, do you have anything from Personnel, Health, and Safety Committee?
No, sir, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. All right, Councilmember Hart, do you have anything from Parks Committee?
I do. Like a motion to pass Resolution 57 of 2019, please.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass Resolution number 57 of 2019. Please read the resolution.
Resolution 57 of 2019, a resolution authorizing the city to enter into a contract with Charles Taylor, DBA Taylor Concessions for operating concessions at Bernard Holland Park, Tyndall Park, and concessions at Riverside Park and for other purposes. Whereas the city of Benton published an RFP requesting for proposals for operating the concessions at Bernard Holland Park, Tyndall Park, and for the concessions at Riverside Park. And whereas the City Council desires to grant Charles Taylor, DBA Taylor Concessions, a one-year contract extension as previously agreed to for providing these services. And whereas it's been determined that it's best interest of the city to enter into an agreement with Charles Taylor, DBA Taylor Concessions for operating the concessions at the above locations. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Benton, Arkansas, Section 1, the mayor and city clerk are hereby authorized to execute on behalf of the City of Benton a contract with Charles Taylor, DBA Taylor Concessions for the operations of concessions within the park system. This contract is attached here to as Exhibit 1.
All right, comments from the public? Comments from the council?
This is the last of the 2 years that they were allowed under the contract, so next year we'll have to go out for proposals again.
Okay, please take a vote.
Jeff Ham.
Yes.
Frank Baptist.
Yes.
Kerry Murphy.
Yes.
Joshua Cash.
Yes.
Evelyn Reed.
Yes.
Bill Donner.
Yes.
Jeff Morrow. Judd Hart.
Yes.
James Hurtsville.
Yes.
Steve Lee.
Yes.
All right, resolution number 57, 2019 has duly passed. Councilmember Hart, do you have anything else?
Motion for the first reading of Ordinance 59 of 2019.
We have a motion for the motion and a second for the first reading of ordinance number 59, 2019.
Ordinance number 59, 2019, ordinance setting the 2020 rental rates for the City of Benton Parks and Recreation Department, declaring an emergency and for other purposes. Whereas the City Council has determined it's the best interest of the city to set certain rental rates for the use of the parks facility, which will be effective January the 1st, 2020. Now, therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Benton, Arkansas, that Section 1, the City Council does hereby adopt the rental rates which are attached here to Exhibit 1 to this ordinance. The fees collected from these rates shall be applied to the cost of maintaining and operating the park system. Section 2, the rates established herein shall remain in effect until such time as the City Council modifies them by ordinance. The rate in effect when a reservation was made shall be the rate charged for the use of a facility regardless of any subsequent modification to the rate. Section 3, because of the need to set rental rates for the City of Benton Parks and Recreation Department, emergency is hereby declared, and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approval.
All right, any comments from the public? Comments from the council?
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rules. Please take a vote.
Frank Baptist.
Yes.
Kerry Murphy.
Yes.
Joshua Cash.
Yes.
Evelyn Reed.
Yes.
Bill Donner.
Yes.
Jeff Morrow. Judd Hart.
Yes.
James Hurtsville.
Yes.
Steve Lee.
Yes.
Jeff Ham.
Yes.
All right, Councilmember Hart, do you have anything else?
Motion to adopt on second and third reading by title only, Mayor.
We have a motion and a second to adopt by title only for the second and third reading.
Ordinance number 59 of 2019, ordinance setting the 2020 rental rates for the City of Benton Parks and Recreation Department, declaring an emergency and for other purposes.
Any comments from the public? from the council. Please take a vote.
Kerry Murphy,
Yes.
Joshua Cash,
Yes.
Evelyn Reed,
Yes.
Bill Donner,
Yes.
Jeff Morrow, Judd Hart,
Yes.
James Hurtsfield,
Yes.
Steve Lee,
Yes.
Jeff Ham,
Yes.
Frank Baptist.
Yes.
Motion to adopt the emergency clause?
We have a motion and a second to adopt the emergency clause. Please take a vote.
Joshua Cash,
Yes.
Evelyn Reed,
Yes.
Bill Donner,
Yes.
Jeff Morrow, Judd Hart,
Yes.
James Hurtsfield,
Yes.
Steve Lee,
Yes.
Jeff Ham,
Yes.
Frank Baptist.
Yes.
Kerry Murphy.
Yes.
All right, ordinance number 59 of 2019 is duly passed. Councilmember Hart, anything else?
One more resolution, Mayor. Resolution, I make a motion to accept Resolution 58 of 2019, please.
We have a motion and a second to accept resolution number 58 of 2019. Please read the resolution.
Resolution 58 of 2019, a resolution accepting the lowest acceptable bid for the installation of sidewalks at the softball fields in Bernard Holland Park and for other purposes. Whereas the City of Benton, after having advertised for bids for the installation of sidewalks at adult softball fields at Bernard Holland Park, the City Council has determined that the bid submitted by J-Con Inc. is the lowest acceptable bid for this project, and the city should award the contract to this lowest acceptable bidder. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Benton, Arkansas, that Section 1, the bid of J-Con Inc. in the amount of $56,648 is the lowest acceptable bid for the installation of sidewalks at the adult softball fields at Holland Park. A copy of proposal is attached hereto, marked as Exhibit 1. Section 2, the mayor is authorized to execute on behalf of the City of Benton a contract for the installation of sidewalks at the adult softball fields at Bernard Holland Park with the successful bidder, and to execute such other documents as may be necessary and convenient to accomplish this purpose. The mayor is likewise authorized on behalf of the city to pay J-Con Inc. those sums which become due and payable over the course of the contract term.
All right, any comments from the public? Comments from the council? Please take a vote.
Okay. Kerry Murphy,
Yes.
Joshua Cash,
Yes.
Evelyn Reed,
Yes.
Bill Donner,
Yes.
Jeff Morrow, Judd Hart,
Yes.
James Hurtsfield,
Yes.
Steve Lee,
Yes.
Jeff Ham,
Yes.
Frank Baptist.
Yes.
All right, resolution number 58, 2019 has duly passed. Councilmember Hart, do you have anything else?
No, sir, I do not.
Thank you. Councilmember Hurtsfield, do you have anything for us from Public Utilities?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like the motion for the first reading of Resolution 59, 2019.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for the reading of resolution number 59 of 2019. Please read it.
Resolution 59 of 2019, a resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an amendment to the 1997 mitigation covenant with the United States Corps of Engineers and for other purposes. Whereas the city in 1997 executed a mitigation covenant with the United States Corps of Engineers, which is filed with the Saline County Circuit Clerk and recorded at book 07, page 661701. And whereas the Public Utility Commission, in order to expand utility services to certain areas of the city, needs to run a water pipeline main and overhead electrical lines within the mitigation area. And whereas the City Council desires to remove part of the land within the covenant in order to accommodate the utility lines and replace it with an equal amount of land which will be attached to the original mitigation area. And whereas the City Council has determined that it needs to execute an amended declaration of a restrictive mitigation covenant with the United States Corps of Engineers in order to facilitate this transaction. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Benton, Arkansas, that Section 1, the mayor and city clerk are hereby authorized to execute on behalf of the City of Benton the amended declaration of restrictive mitigation covenant which is attached hereto as Exhibit 1 for the placement of city utility lines, and to execute such other documents as may be necessary or convenient to accomplish the purpose of this resolution.
All right, any comments from the public? Comments from the council? All right, please take a vote.
Kerry Murphy,
Yes.
Joshua Cash,
Yes.
Evelyn Reed,
Yes.
Bill Donner,
Yes.
Jeff Morrow, Judd Hart,
Yes.
James Hurtsfield,
Yes.
Steve Lee,
Yes.
Jeff Ham,
Yes.
Frank Baptist.
Yes.
All right, resolution 59 of 2019 is duly passed. Councilmember Hurtsfield, do you have anything else?
Motion to suspend the rules. Oh, that's wrong. Ordinance number 60, 2019.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second for the first reading of ordinance number 60 of 2019.
Ordinance number 60 of 2019, ordinance adopting net metering rules for Benton Utilities Electric Department declaring emergency and for other purposes. Whereas the Arkansas Legislature adopted the Arkansas Renewable Energy Development Act, AREDA, codified at ACA 23-18-601. And whereas the Arkansas Legislature adopted significant amendments to the AREDA through the adoption of Act 827 of 2015, which prompted public hearings and rulemaking processes by the Arkansas Public Service Commission, which have recently concluded. And whereas pursuant to ACA 1454-701, 14-200-112, and 23-18-504, the City Council is the appropriate regulatory body to implement AREDA in the Benton Utility Service Territory. And whereas even though the APSC lacks jurisdiction over Benton Utilities, the public hearings and rulemaking processes provide valuable insight to the desires and expectations of utilities, renewable energy developers, consumers, and other participants. And whereas changes have occurred in Benton Utilities' purchase of wholesale power, capacity, and transmission access, as well as the renewable energy industry, that have prompted Benton Utilities implement rules governing net metering. And whereas the City Council hereby finds that in order to protect the reliable operation and safety of the Benton Utilities distribution system, maintain affordable rates, serve the renewable energy interest of customers, and comply with AREDA, any prior ordinances should be repealed and replaced with the rules attached to this ordinance. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Benton, Arkansas. Section 1. That the Benton Utilities net metering rules attached here to Exhibit A incorporated by reference, providing for the parallel interconnection and operation of customer-owned renewable energy electric generators with the Benton Utilities distribution system are hereby approved and adopted. Section 2, the ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith are hereby repealed to the extent of the conflict. Section 3, that all violations of the Benton Utilities net metering rules are declared to be continuous in nature and subject to a fine of $250 per day, in addition to other appropriate remedies such as disconnection or denial of service. Section 4, that the provisions of this ordinance are hereby declared to be severable, and if any section, phrase, or provision shall be declared or held invalid, such invalidity shall affect the remainder of the section's phrases or provisions. Section 5 is hereby found and determined that the adoption of this ordinance is immediately necessary to ensure that the orderly growth and development of the renewable energy generation in the City of Benton and is necessary for the immediate preservation of public health, safety, and welfare. Therefore, emergency is hereby declared to exist, and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approval.
All right, any comments from the public? Comments from the council? Councilmember Hirschfield?
Yeah, motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rules. Please take a vote.
Kerry Murphy?
Yes.
Joshua Cash?
Yes.
Evelyn Reed?
Yes.
Bill Donner?
Yes.
Jeff Morrow? Judd Hart?
Yes.
James Hurtsville?
Yes.
Steve Lee?
Yes.
Jeff Ham?
Yes.
Frank Baptist?
Yes.
All right, anything farther?
Motion to approve second, third reading by title only.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve by the second and third reading title only.
Ordinance number 60 of 2019, ordinance adopting net metering rules for Benton Utilities Electric Department declaring emergency and for other purposes.
Comments from the public? Comments from the council? Please take a vote.
Kerry Murphy?
Yes.
Joshua Cash?
Yes.
Evelyn Reed?
Yes.
Bill Donner?
Yes.
Jeff Morrow? Judd Hart?
Yes.
James Hurtsville?
Yes.
Steve Lee?
Yes.
Jeff Ham?
Yes.
Frank Baptist?
Motion to approve.
Wait,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Councilmember Hirschfield.
Motion to approve the emergency clause.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the emergency clause. Please take a vote.
Kerry Murphy?
Yes.
Joshua Cash?
Yes.
Evelyn Reed?
Yes.
Bill Donner?
Yes.
Jeff Morrow? Judd Hart?
Yes.
James Hurtsville?
Yes.
Steve Lee?
Yes.
Jeff Ham?
Yes.
Frank Baptist?
Yes.
All right, ordinance number 60 of 2019 is duly passed. Councilmember Hirschfield, do you have anything else?
Yes, I have a resolution, ask to read the resolution number 60 of 2019. Second.
We have a motion and a second to read the resolution of number 60 of 2019.
Resolution 60 of 2019, resolution determining and establishing Benton Utilities Electric Department's 2019 avoided cost of solar power and for other purposes. Whereas Benton Utilities calculates its avoided cost of power to determine the appropriate value of electric energy, capacity, and other benefits supplied by others within its distribution system in accordance with Ordinance Number 60 of 2019, adopted on July the 22nd, 2019. And whereas the Benton City Council is the authority designated by the Arkansas Renewable Energy Development Act founded in ACA 23-18-601 to determine and establish this avoided cost. And whereas Benton Utilities engaged Utility Financial Solutions to assist in the calculation of cost of service and has verified and concurred with said calculations. And whereas the avoided cost calculations were submitted to the Benton Public Service Commission, which recommends approval by the Benton City Council. Now, for it be resolved by City Council of the City of Benton, Arkansas, Section 1, the Benton Utilities Electric Department's avoided cost of solar power beginning fiscal year 2019 is hereby determined and established to be as follows. A, for fixed array solar generation, 0.04189 kWh. B, for single axis solar generation, 0.04439 kWh. Section 2, that this resolution have in full force and effect from and after its passage and approval.
All right, do we have any comments from the public? Comments from the council? Please take a vote.
Gary Murphy.
Yes.
Joshua Cash.
Yes.
Evelyn Reed.
Yes.
Bill Donner.
Yes.
Jeff Morrow. Judd Hart.
Yes.
James Hurtsfield.
Yes.
Steve Lee.
Yes.
Jeff Ham.
Yes.
Frank Baptist.
Yes.
All right, resolution number 60 of 2019 is duly passed. Councilmember Hurtsfield, do you have anything else? Thank you, sir. Councilmember Murphy or Councilmember Baptist, do you have a report from A&P Commission?
Yes, sir. The A&P Commission, we met last week. We approved $2,500 to go to Spook City, and we also approved the project to go forward from the Welcome to City Benton signs to be put at each end of the city.
All right, thank you, sir. Do we have any unfinished business? All right, under new business, I want to take this opportunity to read a letter of resignation from the council. It says, "Attention Mayor Tom Farmer, resignation letter of Alderman Kerry Murphy. Date effective is the end of the day on July the 22nd, 2019. Dear citizens of Benton, it is with a heavy heart that I, Alderman Kerry Murphy, must resign from the Benton City Council effective the end of the day of July 2019. This is due to me living out of the city limits. I can no longer represent Benton Ward 1, Position 2 on the City Council. It has been an honor to be elected by the citizens for 5 terms to the Benton City Council. I have enjoyed working with all the great employees and other council members to make Benton a better place. I will continue to help Benton any way I can in the future and look forward to all the great things to come. You will all be missed, and I wish you the best. Respectfully, Alderman Kerry Murphy." And I want to thank you for the service that you've done for the citizens of Benton. And with that, if you'll come over here, I'd like to present you with a plaque. And it says, "Presented to Kerry C. Murphy, 2011 to 2019 appreciation for your years of service on the City Council." Thank you for a job well done.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Do any of you councilmen have anything you want to say about?
I would, Mayor. I really appreciate all these years. It's been great working with everybody. I talk better without that. It's been a privilege and an honor to be representing citizens of Benton and the aldermen and all the women on here, working together. Like I said, the civility that we have, the city needs to keep it. The prayer before, I love the pastor speaking, pledge. And when I said that the last month, I didn't realize the next week somebody from some city council was canceling the pledge. So Benton is the hometown. This is the place you need to live. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank, for almost 9 years, if I didn't thank my wife and daughter for allowing me to be on the city council, because without them and allowing the time that it takes for committee member, the dog calls in the middle of the night, the drainage problems, and you don't get a loving call, it's always a problem. And I love helping, but they had to put up with it too, and I couldn't have done it without my family's support, so I want to say thank you.
Thank you. And one thing that he said last meeting that I really appreciate, and it says, it's a tribute to every council member that's up here, is that no matter what happens, at the end of the day, we're always going to be friends and be a team, no matter how our votes go. So I thank you for making that statement, and that's so much true about every member on this council. Mr. Baptist?
Yes. I'd like to take this time also to say thank you for serving on the council, Ms. Murphy. It's been a pleasure. For those of you who don't know, Carrie and I came on at the same time. We just so happened that we live in the same neighborhood. And I really thought that he would be on again, but I would be remiss if I also didn't say that I've enjoyed our time together. You brought a lot to the council, great ideas, and I'll certainly miss you sitting next to me and chatting with you. Thank you for serving.
Next. Go ahead.
Councilman, it's been a short time since we've had to work together, but I want to let you know that I do appreciate you and respect the decisions you have made for the city of Benton.
All right, anyone? Yes, sir.
Carrie, I've been here every day you've been, and you are a true conservative, and I highly appreciate that. Because, you know, this day and time, you better be.
Well, hopefully you can keep on keeping that conservative budget.
Well, I just hope whoever sits in your seat afterwards is one.
Does this mean I've got to pay to get in gun shows now?
That is all aldermen, mayors, and except city clerk. Everybody else has to pay to get in.
You noticed I called your name first. Did
I
you
know,
notice that?
over and over. I appreciate it.
All right, anyone else? Yes, sir.
Gary, I do appreciate you very much. You're true. You do what you're supposed to do. And you've been a very good member of all of our meetings. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Mr. Ham, I see your hand down there.
Yes, I'm hiding in the corner over here. Alderman Murphy, we haven't known each other for a long time, but thank you and Godspeed. And I'll add one thing to that. Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you having a minister here at every meeting.
Thank you.
I just want to say thanks, Carrie, for all you've done for me too, and I appreciate it.
May I say something?
Yes, sir.
Carrie, I just appreciate how conscientious you've been over the period that you've served, the times that you've called to talk about what we were doing, what the city was doing, trying to figure out how you thought the city would be best served by your vote. And I appreciate your good attitude and trying to make informed decisions during your tenure here.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate you keeping your word, no matter what. When you say something, you can take it to the bank. I appreciate that, Kerry.
That's all I got. That's all you got.
I've been having you serving on the same committee, so I've enjoyed it since I've been on the council serving with you also.
I am going to miss the oatmeal raisin cookies.
And I'm sorry I didn't have family reunion this past weekend.
I can still come back to the meetings. It's open to the public, you know. I'll come back for that.
You got to beat Steve Lee too.
All right, anyone else? I do appreciate you, and, you know, I've probably known you longer than anyone else through the school system as well as here. And Kerry's a man of standards. He's a man of character. He's a man that when he gives you his word, you can count on it. And that's a quality that's hard to find these days, and I really appreciate that. And I've known him for 20-some years, and it's never changed over any of the time that I've known him. So thank you so much, and good luck to you in the future, and we'll see you at every council meeting because you love it so much you just won't be able to stay away. So thank you.
I'll be up talking. That's where I'll be.
All right. Mr. Houston, you want to
Well, from here, what will happen, Councilmember Donner will need to call a meeting of the Personnel Committee, and at that committee, it will be determined whether or not to fill the vacancy by calling for a special election or for appointment. That decision will be made at that committee meeting. Then we will have a resolution at next month's meeting declaring the position vacant and directing either a special election or directing for an ad to be placed where we're accepting resumes for the position, and then we'll go through the interview process if that is the route the council goes.
All right, thank you. All right, do we have any announcements?
Hey, do I need to get a vote to get my name played, or am I allowed to take that?
We'll give you your name tape. Mr. Hart, you were right, or you were saying goodbye, or you have something else? Okay. All right. Do I have a motion then to adjourn? We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Thank y'all.